is working towards becoming. So stop having this notion or idea that the bad girls are taking the good guys, because they are not. They didn't take your man from you. It was never yours to begin with. I'm sorry, a bit savage. Sorry. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Simply Ugochi here, and I am delighted to have you here. It's been a while that I came on YouTube, and I don't know, but I'm back now. So welcome guys. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button down below, and if you haven't also hit the notification bell, hit that, because we have an amazing series coming up. So this series is called Couch Sessions with Simply Ugochi. Couch Sessions with Simply Ugochi, and I'm talking all things relationship gist here. I'm also trying to get people to understand that relationships are not a one-size-fits-all, kind of thing, but that they're actually simple principles and basic principles that everybody actually needs to observe if they want their relationships to actually move forward. Okay, and most of the things I'm talking about will be from my book, From Mr. Potential to Mr. Right. It's been a year. It's been a year since I wrote this book, and I'm trying to celebrate, and that's why I went on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, kindly follow on Instagram. And I did a poll, and I asked them what would they like to celebrate with: YouTube videos, write-ups, email lists, what do they want? And then most people actually chose YouTube. So here we are celebrating 1 year anniversary of my book. Yay! Okay, without further ado, I'm going to jump right into today's topic. As you have seen, today's topic is quite juicy. I'm going to be reading from my notes so that I can keep in track and not over spill or over talk. And today we're going to be talking about why bad girls get the good guys. Yes, you heard me right. Why the bad girls get the good guys. So before we start, I want to maybe just explain what bad girls, good guys, good girls, bad guys actually mean. With societal standards, a bad girl is probably categorized as the one who does runs, the one who is a slay queen, sleeps around, the one who has sugar daddies or sleeps with married men, or who lived a really, really rough life. So she's generally categorized as a bad girl, and that's in Nigerian or African societal standards. If we're also going to explain what a bad guy would be, it would be guys involved in, let's say, fraudulent activities such as Yahoo, maybe doing drugs, just societal standards. You just call them bad guys. And then the good girls and the good guys would be people who maybe never just did anything rough. They had to work for their money legitly. They had to work hard, try to make a living out of their lives, try to do something. Like they just went clean. They didn't have a rough past. They didn't sleep around. That's good girl, good guy, bad girl, bad guy. And so there's just been this recent argument, not really recent, but over time people have always argued. So you see that the good girls try to say that the bad girls are taking all the good guys, and so they don't know why a girl would live a very rough life and then God will still bless her with a good husband. So I'm here to just talk about that area, just talk about that a bit and just throw some light. So come with me. The first things I would like to talk about will be myths and facts. I want to talk about myths concerning why bad girls get the good guys. I also want to talk about facts, why the bad girls get the good guys. So the number one myth is that bad girls don't deserve good things. Guys, see, it's not true. The fact that someone lived a rough life, probably had sex before marriage, had an abortion, doesn't mean they're not deserving of good things. The way God created us and the way God wired us was that everybody is deserving of good gifts. So the Bible makes us see that God makes the rain and sunshine to fall on both good and bad people. He makes water to fall on both good and bad farmers. He makes everything work out in his time. So that number one myth where they say bad girls don't deserve good things, that's an actual false thing to say. The second thing that people always say is, after good guys or after a bad guy has finished sleeping around with bad girls, he always looks for a good girl to marry. I don't know if you've heard that growing up, that, oh, see, I pity you, that kind of stuff. That after these bad guys are done with these girls, they're going to dump you, they're going to follow, they're going to marry a good girl. Guys, it's not true. Everybody has what they like. Everybody has what they are attracted to. So whether a guy actually wants someone who is a good girl or a bad girl to settle down with in marriage is nobody's business. That's a myth and it's not true. And the last one would be that there is a scarcity of men. Well, in Nigeria where I come from, it's a common thing. Most people just say men are scarce, so you have to do all you can to keep a man. You have to do all you can to please a man and all that. I'm sorry, I'm being dramatic. I'm sorry if you say that, but I'm not dramatic at all. Trust me. You've not met my mother or my family members. Okay, so I'm going to talk about. I'm trying to run through this video so I can get into the meat of the video, and I will talk about the facts. We'll analyze the myths, and the myths are that bad girls don't deserve good things. I said that's not true. I said after the bad guys are finished dating the bad girls, they look for good girls to marry. That's not true. It happens, but it's not an actual fact. Everybody has choices. Everybody chooses who they want to be with and who they don't want to be with. And the last one is that there's scarcity of men. Like I said, that's not true. So let's talk about the facts together. So number one fact is that being good is not a reward. It's not a reward for a good spouse. The fact that you were good in your own eyes all your life is not a reward for a good spouse. Or let me rephrase. The fact that you were good doesn't mean that God is going to reward you with a good spouse. Or the fact that you were good doesn't mean that the universe is going to say, oh, this person has been good all her life, she deserves a good spouse. What helps you get a good spouse, either in dating or either for dating or for marriage, is your choice. See, guys, I wrote here that bad girls can end up with good guys because they can make better choices. So it's not like the bad girls are taking the good guys away from you. It's that you who is claiming to be a good girl, you're not making good choices. So being good does not mean that automatically you are deserving of a good man. Or that being a good guy does not mean that automatically you are deserving of a good girl. If you do not make the right choices, you will end up being in a very sad relationship, having heartaches and all that, and nobody really wants that. So that's number one fact. Number two fact is that love is ignited by attraction. So most good girls like to say that they are not attracted to bad boys, but in reality they are. So most people wonder why they have repeated patterns, why they keep falling for the same type of guys. So you see that you keep on falling for the type of guys who cheat on you. You maybe dated about 5 people. Out of 5 people, 4 of them have cheated on you. They had a cycle of probably emotionally abusing you and all that. Love is sometimes found on attractions. In fact, in most cases, you first of all get attracted before you actually fall in love. So these people keep getting attracted to the same kind of people. That's just a simple thing. Number one is that I've said number one so many times, but one of the facts is that good girls actually feel that they have not been adventurous all their lives. Let me use myself as an example. I wanted to marry someone who had a tattoo. I felt like he should have lived a bad life, in quotes, live a bad life, then maybe have tattoos, like I said, be a bad boy, because I've been a good girl, so I don't want to be married and then I'll be boring, because I feel like I'm an introvert, so I can be laid back. So I want to marry someone who is exciting. So I wanted a guy who had tattoos, maybe he had piercings, something that sounds exciting. So that was my attraction. If I did not change my mentality, I would have ended up with someone like that, and I might have been in a very bad relationship, or I might actually be in a bad marriage afterwards. So do you get my point? Love is actually based on attraction. The reason why you're with the people that you're with is because you're attracted to that kind. And it might not even be that you like it. It might just be that there's become a subconscious subconscious reasoning in you that helps you to keep or that makes you keep attracting those same kind of guys. So number one, good girls always, some of the good girls like adventure. They like that adrenaline rush where it feels like, this person keeps me on my toes. See, let me tell you, there's some girls that actually like the guys who give them heartache. Like they can't sleep at night. They feel like the guy is cheating. They don't have trust, they don't have peace. But somehow it makes them happy. If they don't feel threatened, they don't feel like they're in love. Believe me, there are a lot of girls like that. If they don't feel like the guy is beating them, because some girls, I met a girl when I was in university who said she was breaking up with her boyfriend because he was not beating her. So after I spoke with her for a while, I got to realize that it was because her mom was always beaten by her dad, and so she just felt like love was that you beat me, you apologize, we make up, and make up sex is better. But in the reality of it, that's stupid. Do you understand? So that's it. Some people want adventure, some people want that adrenaline rush, but you don't need that in a relationship. You need peace. And the third fact is that all the good girls are not with bad guys, and all the bad girls are not with good guys. Like I said, it's not true. Everything is based on choices, on your choice. If you make a bad love decision, it's on you, not on society, not on fate, not even from your village people. Your village people don't make you have bad relationships. It is your choice, your personal option. Now I want to go back to the point I made when I said people attract what they like. And like I initially said, I said it's not because they might exactly like it, but because they already have a subconscious conditioning. So I want to explain why girls actually have patterns in their life where they're dating people who are constantly cheating on them. They're dating people who are constantly making them feel bad and all. It's because my pastor Koju, used this analogy. He said there are sharks in the water and there's fish, and sharks are attracted to blood. He said you are a wounded fish, you refuse to heal, and your blood keeps spilling in the water. So what you keep doing is that you keep attracting sharks to yourself, who end up eating you up all the time because you refuse to heal. Is that clear? Does that make sense? Does it make sense? So you did not heal. You didn't change your mind. You didn't change your desires for what you want as a relationship. You didn't change your desires for what you want as a relationship. And so don't expect less. You're going to keep on getting the same kinds of people. Don't expect more, because if you do not change your mind, you keep on attracting the same kinds of people. So rather than keep dating, take a pause. Take a pause. Reevaluate your life, reevaluate your choices, reevaluate what you want out of life, and then you'd see that you begin to attract better people. So I'm going to run along now, and I'm going to say that. So I said good girls actually get angry that the bad guys are taking their men. Good girls get angry that the bad guys are taking their men. And see, no man belongs to you on the surface of the earth. I had someone who actually walked up to me and she said that she was sad. She had been single for a while, and then she was like, most of her friends who were kind of wild, maybe not as cultured as she was. She said they kept on getting good guys, and then she kept on getting bad guys. And she's like, she doesn't know why that is happening, that she feels like it's unfair. And this is me reiterating everything I've said. It's because of your choices. It's not because those girls are taking you. They're not your men. They don't belong to you. They didn't put it on your forehead that they're yours. So you cannot say they're taking your men. All right. So I want to talk about a few reasons, a few poor decisions that actually lead to heartbreak, and why the good girls attract the bad guys. So number one is adventure. I talked about adventure already. So you feel like you've been too laid back, you've been too quiet, you just want that rush, you want that vibe, you want something new. And the thing about wanting something that is not in your spectrum or your area of gifting is that it can either hurt you or it can break you. So I wrote here that your goodness is not an excuse for being naive. The fact that you are good, in quote, does not mean that you should be naive. Help me to explain this, God. I'm trying to say that the fact that you look at yourself, and then you just feel like, I've been too indoors, I've been an get inside for a long time, I want something new, I want adventure. It doesn't mean that you're going to find it in a bad guy who is living in bad ways. You can get adventure from a good guy. Who told you that Christian dating is boring? I'm not bored in my own relationship. So maybe there's something wrong with your mindset, and it's just what you're attracted to. There's lust. So I wrote here that you have misplaced priorities. That's another point. You have misplaced priorities. So you say you stand for one thing, but in the real fact, you actually stand for something else. So you actually have misplaced priorities. So who are you looking up to? What do you admire? Do you sleep on different Instagram pages that show you what an example of love is? See, some girls follow guys because of money. And let me tell you, I've not just heard, I've like been a life witness to people who they've actually almost used to do charm because of this money thing. So you meet a guy who has money, and money is not everything, because money can only give you so much, and there's more to your life than just money. So this is how I want you to test. If you meet a guy, there's nothing wrong in wanting money. I want money. I want to marry a rich guy. Do you understand? I want to be rich for myself, but there has to be a balance. So if all you think about is money, you will make wrong dating relationships. That's what I'm talking about, misplaced priorities. So how do you know that someone is making legit money? Someone might be young and he has a lot of money. How do you test that he's making legit money? Number one is explain your work process to me. What exactly do you do? What is your work process? What is your workflow? Tell me what you do. If he cannot say it clearly and say, this is the thing I do, this is how I make money, this is how it translates into my money, then you are not with the right person. Number two, show me your workplace. If someone is working, you want to know that you can actually trace the person down to their workplace. You want to be certain that you know where a person is actually working. Okay? So be able to differentiate or categorize where a person's workplace is. The third thing I would like to say also for getting money, or how to know that a person's money is legit, is that what's the person's plan for the money? You can't be making all that money and you don't have plans. What is your plan for giving to society? See, a person's motive will always shine through. So just be careful. Don't be all about money. Try to look for other reasons why you should date someone. And if you're not following me on Instagram, I think you should check on Instagram. I left a recent post that is making waves. So many people are reposting. I'm really grateful about that. How to know you're Mr. Right, or how to know that you should date someone. I think you should check that post out. And another thing is you have a lost identity. You're just plain stubborn. The reason why you're a good girl and you're with a bad guy is because you're probably just plain stubborn. You know that this person is going to hurt you. You know, but somehow you just feel like you put your head inside it. This love is the love you deserve and is the love you want, and you must get it. You're just being plain stubborn. And I think basically that will be it. So I also wanted to talk about how the bad girls get the good guys. How do the bad girls get the good guys? I said, believe it or not, the bad girls pray for them. So you see a good girl who says she's good, and she just feels that, like I said, an entitlement mentality. The reward for her goodness should be a good spouse. And I said these bad girls actually pray for these guys. They pray and they say, God, please, I know say I know do well. I know say I know they okay, but please, I want to marry a good person. And God, like I said, God is not wicked. God literally gives gifts to us. So He will give it to them. You the good girl, are you praying? Are you praying? So answer that. Tell me. So like I said, these girls pray for it. So you can't be saying you want to get married, or you want to date, or you want to be in a happy relationship, and then you're not praying for the right person and right people to come into your life. And you're also not praying to be a right person. If you're not praying to be a right person, there's no way you can attract another right person. So what you think that you want in a future spouse, become it first. It's easier that way to attract those kind of people. And I said another way that bad girls actually get the good guys is that they desire it. Who no like better thing? Who? Tell me. Because I want the good things of life. And so their desire also pulls them. It's not about who a person has been. It's about who a person will eventually become. It's about who a person is working towards becoming. So stop having this notion or idea that the bad girls are taking the good guys, because they are not. They didn't take your man from you. It was never yours to begin with. I'm sorry. It's savage. Sorry. And the last one is mercy. See, God is very, very merciful. Somebody who had a bad past can decide today and say, I want to change. I want to stop living this kind of life. And if you're out there and you feel like you've had this sort of experiences, you've been a person who you didn't really live a straightforward life all this while, and you want to do good, and you're like, will I actually get somebody who would love me for me despite my past? This is a cry, or this is a call from God saying, my love is enough. My mercy would literally wipe out everything. Is there the consequence of there's the law of cause and effect actually. So irrespective of if mercy comes in, because mercy can actually stand in gap for us. If you do something, there can be repercussions. If I say I decide to give you a quick example. If I say I decide to make my nails, it will be that the consequence will be that I won't be able to see my natural nails until I take those nails off. So there's the law of cause and effect, definitely, but there's mercy that can override all of that. So mercy actually brings the right people into your life. And so in conclusion, I want us to all understand that it's our choices that guides us. Our choices. And it's really, really, really important that we do not become this sort of people who do not make good choices. The reason why I wrote from Mr. Potential to Mr. Right is because I know of a certain that there's so many people who do not know what to do when someone says, I want to date you, I want to be in your life. Most people just jump from relationships, they don't heal, they don't have a motive, they don't have a goal. You can't just aimlessly date, you have to intentionally date. And that's why I actually wrote this book. I'm going to link in the description links to get both the hard copies no matter where you are in Nigeria, and you can also get soft copies no matter where you are in the world. Okay, so this can be yours with just a click of a button, and this can be yours. I talk about how to move you from okay, I'm about to say yes, to I'm in a happy relationship. That's what this book is about. So it's a guide into intentional dating. If you know that you've been someone who has always made bad choices, you are like that fish in the water who keeps attracting sharks, and you want your life to be different, you want things to be different, you want a turnaround in your love life, this is the book to read. This right here is a small, easy to read book. So you see this book is an easy to read book that will help you and guide you into understanding dating. I want you to say yes to the next person or to the first person, and I want you to be sure that your relationship is secure. See, I don't want you going into a relationship and then you are sad, unhappy, and saying, oh my god, I made a wrong choice again. You don't want that. Nobody wants that. So I hope that this video helped you. Kindly leave a comment below for me and I'll be reading it. Thank you. Leave a thumbs up for this video and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.